Yo, what's poppin' everybody? Drawn by CJ. Today I'm going to be teaching all of you how to draw anime eyes. This is going to be a very easy and simple tutorial, so make sure you follow along. I'm going to be teaching you guys exactly how to draw some very basic looking anime eyes that will fit a large variety of different anime characters. So if you want to learn how to draw a set of very good looking in many different characters type of anime eyes, then make sure you stay tuned for this tutorial. Alright, so we're here on the program Clip Studio Paint. You can use any program you want. We're not going to be using any fancy technological features. You can do this on paper, you can do this wherever. Just grab a sketchbook, grab a pencil or a pen, and you can just get to drawing. So we're going to open up a new canvas, just a normal square, and let's set our guidelines. Okay, so if you're on digital, I definitely prefer when we do the sketching to have like lower opacity. So you're gonna make a new layer. You can do a raster or a vector. I prefer vector because it's just my personal preference. I can explain in a later video why, but like it doesn't really matter right now at all. So lower the opacity a little bit, and if you're with pencil, opacity is just how dark the thing is, right? How dark the lines are. So just draw lightly with your pen when you're sketching, or your pencil. Just have a light hand. Don't like scratch too hard on the paper. You know what I'm saying? So let's set this to 50 real quick. Okay, and let's just draw two lines just to start off. Two lines, because you know anime eyes are very big. We're gonna make this little rectangle. It's gonna be kind of big. Okay, so these two lines, our eyes are gonna go inside here. The two eyes, they're gonna fall inside these two lines, and the reason we're drawing these lines is so that the eyes are in line with each other. They're not like crooked like this and this and or like that. We want to make sure that they're straight right beside each other. So let's get straight to it. So how you're gonna draw this anime eye is you're gonna start with like a little curvy line. You're gonna kind of want to make it like swoop down into here. So you should kind of have like an uneven semicircle, okay? And you kind of taper that off here, make it look like that. And then at the bottom, for the bottom of the eye, you're gonna do like an even semicircle, a more even semicircle, not as uneven as the top one. So put that in there. And remember, this is just a sketch layer. My lines are definitely not perfect, and yours don't have to be. We're just sketching it in. We just want to get the rough idea. Now we're just gonna draw an eyeball. Just make this like a little curved, very curved line, kind of like a U. Like a U. Okay? And generally when you are drawing, it is a good idea to go by like and draw like the same thing on each side as you're going along. But since we're just showing you the basics right now, let's just focus on one eye. So zoom in a little bit closer. Then we're gonna draw the actual like the iris, the dot in the middle of the eyeball. So yeah, and we're gonna make sure that's nice and dark. So darken that in, color that in. And I will not be teaching you guys how to color it in. Maybe I'll do that in a future video, but I just want to keep this very nice and simple and basic so everybody can understand and have a good idea with what to do here. So if you want, if it's a more girl character, you can thicken the eyebrow, or not the eyebrow, you can thicken the top of the eye. And this kind of gives it a more like serious, darker feel, more like, I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I feel like you guys know what I mean, right? It kind of gives it that more like eye makeup type of look. So we're gonna put that in there just because why not? And what I like to do with the anime eyes, I like to put a ring outside of the iris. I feel like it just gives it an extra cool look. And I personally like to do this. You don't have to, but I think it just gives an extra flair to the eye. Now what we're going to draw is the eyelid. So draw just a line, and then you're going to have this line up here and just curve it down, and curve it down more so it kind of like fades into the rest of the eye. Actually, that's not that good. Like this, sort of. So this is the lid of the eye, the eyelid, and just make sure it looks like that. You're going to start with this line here. You're going to curve it down, curve that down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw the eyebrow. So you can draw many different types of eyebrows for many different types of characters, but since we're just drawing a generic basic anime eye, let's start off with just a generic eyebrow. It's not going to be too thick or too thin, just basic. And for me, there are many different ways to draw an eyebrow, but when you're drawing this kind of generic eyebrow, for me, I just like to go in with the lines, just like fill it out, feather it in, kinda make it look nice. See, we now have a very nice looking anime eye. Kind of curve it down. One trend you'll notice with the eye is that we always start like here and we kind of curve down like that. That's the general trend we want to follow for this kind of eye. So yeah, fill that in there. You kind of draw some of this like eye details and stuff. You don't have to though. It's eyebrow, little hairs. And we have a pretty decent looking anime eye. This could be for any gender. If you want to make it look more feminine, you could add some eyelashes. Make that shit look nice like that. So yeah, for this sake, let's say this is a girl's eye. You add in these little details to make it more specific to the gender of the character that you're drawing. And this type of eye can fit a whole lot of characters. It's a very generic eye you can draw. And this is only just one type of anime eye, but in my opinion, this is the most like generic and standardized eye that you can draw. Fill that in a little more. And we have a pretty good sketch right now. And yeah, so let's do the full line art. So if you're on paper, just go harder with your pen. Just darken in the lines you already have. So we can lower the opacity on this even further. And then let's go in with the black pen and just bring it all together, okay? We're just going to be tracing over our lines, making them look more clean, making them look more dynamic, rather than more rigid, like we had in the sketch. Continuing with that upside down, not upside down, but that U shape. You can even make this more in the middle. That's what the sketch is for. Just to show us a basic idea. We don't have to follow it to a T. I'll make it more ovular because I think that looks a little bit better. And we can continue with the little ring around the iris. Many animes like Sword Art Online, Chainsaw Man have this ring around the iris in their art style. And I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, maybe let's put the iris here. Ah, that looks good. Ooh, that's looking nice. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now we can add the finishing touches. Or not the finishing touches, we can add some of the finer details. The eyelid. Bring that closer in. Add some of the eyelashes. Trace this general shape. Guys, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Always go back and fix them. And just make sure that you're giving it your all, do your best. Alright. This is looking pretty good. color this all in. And there we go, guys. You can take out this sketch. We have a pretty good looking anime eye here, a very simple anime eye. If you followed along, I hope you have some results similar to like this. I hope you've learned something new from watching this video. If you want to see more drawing tips, more anime art tips, more digital art, physical art tips, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can see more of my stuff in the future. I will help you with all sorts of different kind of art. So make sure you stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped, and stay tuned.